Hey guys, Musicman here, back with another Identity V video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at some of my Dream Witch gameplay, so let's get into it. Alright, so it did take me a long time to be able to compile enough Dream Witch gameplay to actually make a video out of. I only have 2 matches in this video instead of like the normal 3 because she's banned every single round in ranked. I just happened to be lucky where I think this one they ended up banning Wu Chang. And I was like, sweet, I'll play Dream Witch for once because I want to make a Dream Witch video. But you can see I find the prisoner first, which is very, very ideal. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to vault this window here. So now the prisoner's not able to do that. He ends up coming around to this pallet here. And oh yeah, one more thing about these couple matches I'm going to show you. This match I use Blink, but I believe in the second match I end up using Patroller just so that we can have a match that's sort of like one of each for people that sort of prefer either strategy. And I've got the Merc here. So as Dream Witch, I like banning Seer over Mercenary, but I do believe that there are Dream Witch mains in China that are currently banning Mercenary. So just a couple of strategies. And I'm going to make my way over here because I saw the Merc sort of go in this general direction. And there's the bot over here, so I'm going to go ahead and leech the Merc. And so now, what makes Dream Witch so powerful is, see what I did now? I double hit the Rescuer, I leeched the Rescuer, but now I was able to get chair progress on 2 survivors down. Now, keeping track of 2 survivors on the chair and camping them both efficiently, that's tough. And I'm checking back between the 2 chairs, and I'm just trying to make sure I know who they're going for, who they're going to plan on rescuing. And I just kind of end up staying here because I kind of figured they would at least attempt to rescue. And I see that my tinnitus is going off. And they're actually the mechanics going after the Mercenary here. I kind of figured he was going to elbow pad there, so I just focused on double hitting the Rescuer, especially because that's Mercenary's leech. And you can see I'm just relying on double hits in this match. And I'm just trying to look for where that mechanic went so that I can go ahead and leech the mechanic so I can just keep getting progress on multiple people there. And you can see all of this happened in a very, very short amount of time. And there's the portal here, but the Mercenary ended up getting away. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep the chair progress going. I'm going to put the mechanic on the chair. Now I've actually gotten to the point where I've, on some matches, depending on the hunter I plan to go, like I think I've been starting to spam Axe Boy, so whenever I play Axe Boy, since Seer isn't usually an issue with him, because if you're really good with your fireballs, the Seer Owl shouldn't do a whole lot. It's most likely not going to throw your game, unlike a mechanic who's able to have just super broken Cypher Rush. What I decide to do is sometimes I'll ban mechanic, and iAlien's actually been doing that quite recently, and I watch a lot of his streams, so that's just kind of who I watch the most for some of my hunter techniques and stuff. So I end up using my blink there just to sort of prevent that body block there. And I believe, is mechanic dead on chair? That might have been just before half, I don't remember. It was after half. So now I can go ahead and I've got footprints leading to the Merc, and there's 3 ciphers remaining. So at this point I'm like, yeah, this is a guaranteed win. And I don't really feel like chasing a Merc that much, so I find this Priestess here. What I do is I actually just switch to Abnormal just for the sake of preventing the Cypher Rush a lot. And I end up placing that leech specifically over there because I don't want the Priestess to get to Big Boat, because Priestess and Big Boat is actually not that bad. She's pretty broken there. And although I did switch to Abnormal there, that means I don't have a lot of chase, but that'll make it so that I've got a lot more time, which was really kind of what I was most concerned about. And I believe this priestess does end up making it to big boat. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to set up a trap here. I'm going to have this leech placed at the bottom there. And I want to get her to vault this. Now, unfortunately, she wouldn't go along with that. I think she predicted the trap. But I just keep trying to chase her around because she's, at this point, got either 1 or 2 portals left. But I'm going to... There's 2 ciphers remaining, so the mercenary is still trying to decode, but if I did a short hit there was a chance I could have hit that. But still at this point, there's not a whole lot of the threat of like a cipher pop happening at all or anything. So you can see as a Dream Witch, it's really tough to be able to corner in big boat, even if you plan on setting up traps and stuff. It's just really tough because it's such a huge area. I'm going to go ahead and stick the priestess in dungeon because, you know, why not? Not dungeon, basement. What I do here is I just decide to... I'm going to head back and leech the priestess so I can camp remotely. And then I'm going to start looking around for where this merc is at. I could have justified just slugging the priestess if I wanted to go for a 4-man. And if it was either 5v5 or tournament, you would see me doing that. But being that it's not at that point, I'm just playing ranked matches. I was happy with a win. So I'm just checking. There's a dungeon spawn at shore. There's a dungeon spawn over behind this rock here. And I could see it didn't spawn at either of those. So that means I have to go to the back. There's a chance it'll spawn by ruins. You can see it didn't spawn there. So I'm 0 for 3 on dungeon spawns, and I finally find where the dungeon is at. Now, the merc is sort of hiding in this area, so we can see that the merc wasn't going after the priestess there or anything. And he's just going to camp out at dungeon, and merc gets dungeon every time, so I was just kind of hitting the merc to make the game go faster. But you can see how I was using maximum efficiency. Getting the double hit is extremely important, especially for a Dream Witch. And I would share a variety of maps, but being that I basically had to go with what I got, I have another Lakeside video for you all. So I end up getting the priestess first, which is kind of not really ideal in small boat. It's kind of sad that I wasn't able to reach that window first. But either way, I end up getting an easy hit here with my spawn follower there. So I'm going to go ahead and get her out of radius. And you can see I did that just by making the leech go back. And I'm going to go ahead and just patroller this priestess because I want a fast down. With patroller, you're relying on getting that quick down. And she ends up going around, which is fine because that means she runs directly into my spawn follower. And so now I didn't get hits with the leech, but it did help quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stick the priestess in dungeon. If you get dungeon with Dream Witch, you basically guaranteed yourself the tie. Although it was slightly too far away, so unfortunately I have to go for the hit there with that leech. But still, that means that I have a chance of placing her in an even farther chair in basement. So my spawn follower is the one that's carrying her right now, but I end up seeing the forward right there. So I'm going to go ahead and leech the forward and place him at the top of the dungeon. So this forward's making his way out of basement, which I personally think he should have stayed down to rescue, but I end up getting hit there. And if that forward didn't use his football, I would have been able to get that hit there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay around back. I know my spawn follower is at the top, so whoever I don't hit, I've got a good chance of being able to double hit there. And I end up getting a hit on the priestess there. And the forward is right here. You can see double hit just like I said. And I actually don't end up doing a whole lot with the forwards leech. I should have got him out of radius, but I didn't feel like taking the time to get him out of basement. And we can see this mercenaries here trying to heal up the priestess. But that allows me to get an easy hit on the mercenary. So now it's going to be tougher for him to rescue. And at this point, what this mercenary should have been doing is trying to hide and try to get a last-second rescue. Now, insta-rescuing a Dream Witch is a pretty bold move, not going to lie. So watch what I do here. I'm having my leech come from one direction, my spawn come from another. And this is just one of the features of the potential of being able to trap the survivor there. You can see I trapped him between my leech and my spawn, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the priestess back on the chair. Being that, yeah, this is the final chairing for the priestess. So I've got one eliminated, 3 ciphers remaining. This is a guaranteed tie, and now the best I can do is look around, try to find where some of the survivors are at. And I end up getting lucky. My tinnitus goes off and I see they're healing over in small boat here. And I end up leeching right on them, disrupting this. And my spawn follower is still a long way off. That was a very close... that was a very close blink there. That almost hit right away, but either way I was able to follow up quite quickly. So, but this forward still has obviously a lot of football left, so he's going to have a lot of kiting potential. Now watch what I do here. I end up blinking and hitting him mid-dash. And blink just makes the chase so much easier in my opinion. So you saw I started with Patroller. I ended up switching to Blink because that's what I needed in the moment. There's not really a set time you need to make the switch. Just whenever you think you need it, just go ahead and throw that puppy down. And you'll be able to use Blink then whenever you need it. And basically the goal of using Blink is to keep ahead of the survivors. And here's the mercenary here. Early hit with the leech. Follow up with the spawn. And you can see this mechanic is going to be going down quite quickly. So, and the reason why mechanic's not too much of an issue for Dream Witch in particular, even though she's a pain for literally any other hunter, is that it's because she has the potential to just get lots of hits on lots of different survivors, and that just makes it a lot easier for Dream Witch to be able to slow down the mech's decoding, because she gets slower decoding with every survivor injured. But I hope this video helps. I mean, not a variety of maps, but I did what I could because she's banned every time in ranked, but I hope you all enjoyed. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that video. Please let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.